Hi, everyone, and welcome to Life Creates Art. I am Shelley, and it is part 2 of our composition little series. I wasn't expecting this, but I think I'm going to do the painting of what I showed you in the part 1 of composition. So just a little recap. Composition, what is it? It is what your painting is made of, how you put your painting together, how you compose something, how music is composed, all the pieces that make your piece of art. So how you compose your artwork, how you compose your music, how you compose your life. That is composition. And so we talked a little bit about, centering, and some artists put their creations right in the center, and some of them create things on the side for some visual effect. And we talked about how you can bring things outside of the canvas to create a little bit of a world outside of your canvas, and then bring it back in to create a sort of a visual effect. We talked about hierarchy, and what is in front is what's most important. And so those things all make a difference in composition. So now I also had a still life that I put in front of you, and here's a picture of it. And I sketched out my favorite version of that still life. And what I was going to do this week was paint this still life. But then I talked to you later in the video about seeing composition all around us, how we can just be sitting there and all of a sudden composition ideas can pop up. I was sitting here and I saw my dining room table, and I saw a chair, and then another chair, and then my blinds, and then this little padded chairs that we have. And I sketched it out and realized that this could be the background for one of my paintings. So instead of just doing this still life, I thought I would incorporate the two. Now, I'm not a big fan of painting just sort of something random as we go. It's not my gift. I'm not just a fan of this, but I'm going to do it. We're going to have some fun with it, because life is sometimes about taking risks. It's sometimes about being bold and having fun. And that's what I want you to do. I encourage you to take a step out of your comfort zone. That's what we have to do to grow. In life, we have to step outside of our comfort zones in order to grow. Sometimes life hurts a little bit, but if we learn from it, we can grow. So this might hurt a little bit, but I'm going to grow. So I'm going to combine this with this. Now, I may not get all of these elements, the phone and the plant and my glass piece and my book. I may not get all of these elements into this structure. However, I'm going to have some fun and see what we come up with. So I am going to get the phone in there, because that is the thing that's the hierarchy. That's the thing that I want most seen. My husband works at NASA. He works in communications and management. He's an engineer. And so I really want to paint something that has this old-fashioned phone that we have in our house, that's seen and visual and really bold, but fun. It's not going to be a realistic painting, but it is going to be something very visual and fun. So let's get started. Okay, so now, for the sake of just sketching out the background, I wanted to kind of darken this a little bit. I know my lighting is a little off here, but we are just going to give this a very light sketch for the background. Because I'm not quite sure where I'm going to take this exactly. But I want the table a little larger than it appears. I do want my phone in there. Again, I don't have this planned out. I'm kind of doing this just off the cuff. Got a chair here. So checking in with everybody and seeing how you all are doing. I know things are still a little bit closed down for many states. I know my son just began his senior year of high school, and he's doing it, we live in California, so he's doing everything online, and it's difficult. The teachers have been on a big, huge learning curve, which has been very difficult for them. But it's also very difficult for the students. Everything is changed for them. They had expected and anticipated something very different. And the teachers will be okay because they're adults. But the students, they're young and they don't know quite how to adapt to this. So we have to be very supportive of our young people right now. And chair right there. Okay. So that's just a basic structure. And get some lines here for the blinds. And you don't need to do this perfectly because you are going to be finishing it up and doing things, tightening it up basically later in your painting. Okay. You're just getting basic lines down right now. And I'll take my table out a little bit further. Because I can. And there we go. This is the time to do this, to really look at things and figure out where you want them. All right, now I'm going to hang up the other piece, and we're going to sketch that out as well. Okay, I'm going to work very quickly on this because I realize that it might be a little bit difficult for you to see what's up here. So I'm going to use some white to sketch out where I want things. So I'm going to start with my phone, putting it on the table. Again, this is just sketches. I'm not going to go into this much detail. I wanted a little bit, what should I say? A little bit more abstract than my drawing actually depicts. I'm going to work towards that. Stretching myself in more of the abstract. And maybe we'll do the box back here. One thing that I have always struggled with is working on those angles. I took a drafting class when I was in 7th grade. And so working on the angles has always been a struggle for me. I do want that book in there. So again, just sketching things out a little bit. I think that most of this part of the box is going to be behind the phone, but I'm just going to put the plant there. It's not going to be as big. So this is just all a part of creating your composition and getting it all pieced together and having fun with it, being free. It may not look like this in the end, but this is just all part of it. Now, basically, it's just kind of having fun and figuring out where you want things to go. It doesn't mean it's necessarily going to look like this in the end, but I'm just going to start laying down some color. I'm not even going to do colors that are true to color. So I'm going to make my phone with some blues. And I'm just going to get a base color. I've got this, I started out with this darker color in the background, and I will see what I can do with that in just a minute. But again, I don't want to lose things here. Just kind of covering things here. Sometimes it's just a matter of trusting your instinct too, going for it. If you don't stretch yourself in this way by just digging in and going for it, then how do you expect to reach for anything in life? Sometimes you have to reach out and learn to trust that instinct and grow. And the most I have learned when I have been painting is when I've messed up and I've had to fix things. When I've sat back and said, oh, I hate that. I really don't like that. And I've had to go back in and I've had to fix something. So that's when I've learned the most from my artwork. is when I've had to fix it. All right. So I've got the phone basically laid out. And now I'm going to do the pot, kind of that green color, because actually it is green. The pot is actually green. And I kind of like it. And I'm going to do these a little bit of a blue right now, and then I'm going to come back in. I should do the background of that white though. Do these blinds here. But I'm going to let these dry first a little bit, these leaves that I'm doing. So I'm going to work on something else like the chair here before I jump in and work on those blinds. And this is all a part of composition. This is all a part of learning to do things and how you layer things. Learn how to, oops, I did that first and I should have done this first. It's all a part of just exploring and learning. I think I'm going to maybe get a little bit of a yellow on this. This may end up being a different color, but sometimes it is just getting a base down. Just like this background. This background is a nice base for me. It's not going to stay that way. I have 2 jars of water. One is to get the main colors off of my brush, and the other one is so that I can have a more pure rinse. So I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to now some of this little burnt orange is still going to be in the background, and that's okay. That gives it some depth. Now I am losing a little bit of my sketching underneath, but that's okay. I can still see it. I have to wait a little bit longer until this fully dries. I'll take a chance and dig in. I may not finish this painting while we're on this video, but I will show you my progress. Oopsie, a little bit of tainted blue there. I'll show you my progress. It's the point I want you to see is, to make here with you, is just really digging in with and being bold, not being afraid of jumping in on something, exploring, taking those compositions, those things that you've set up, those still lifes that you've set up, having some fun with them. So here it is. I hope you like it. And what I did was, obviously, we're talking about composition. And I took our composition from last week and created this. And man, I had so much fun. Is it exactly what I was expecting? I don't know. But that's what creativity is all about. It's about taking something and turning it into something wonderful or something creative. It's the unknown. It's venturing into the unknown and just having fun doing it. And so that's what I encourage you to do always, is take that step into the unknown and just keep creating, keep going into that wondrous adventure of creativity and explore. So I have this phone. We did composition. Of course, composition is the way things that you set up on your canvas and in your life. And so here we have composed this. We talked about hierarchy. I wanted my phone to be the thing that stood out. I don't know that it's necessarily that. I think that the plant stands out and all of that, but it's okay because I had so much fun. I took a little break from painting with everything going on in life, and I just had such a great time doing this. And that's what creativity is all about. It's about venturing and exploring and having a great time doing it. Now, I probably can work on this a little more, but I really like it as is. But I'm sure over the next few days, I'm going to find some things that are a little bit off, and I'll probably play with it a little bit more. But right now, I'm pretty satisfied. I like it. And so I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you had a lot of fun. And don't forget, don't be afraid. Ventures, take a step towards those things that you're afraid of. Take a step towards things that make you a little scared, because if you don't take those steps, then you're never going to know. Make mistakes, learn from them, because that's the best way that you will learn, is when you make those mistakes. I'm telling you, the best teacher has been my mistakes when it comes to art. So this is Shelley with Life Creates Art. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, I love and adore you, and I hope to see you again very soon. Bye.